So, I'm here today at the London International Filmmaker Festival with Lorenzo, who's the filmmaker behind the film 1, 2, Guess Who's Who, and the co-writer Jacopo. And congratulations, welcome. Thank you. Lorenzo, thank you for joining us and well done. And if you could, Lorenzo, and don't be confused by the T-shirt. No. It's System AKA Lorenzo, yeah? Okay. Could you tell me a brief synopsis of the film?
Yeah, of course. The movie is, it's a murder mystery that goes backwards. It's the story of a very rich lady in New York who is murdered.
Would we call her a socialite? I guess we'd call her a socialite.
No, she's a billionaire. She owns the bank. She knows a lot of companies in New York.
Yeah.
And she was murdered, and we have two suspects. A blonde lady and a brunette lady. The police is trying to find out who is the real killer, because they have the videotape of the bank in front of the building, but it's not very clear because we see both ladies are in the same moment in the building.
Yeah.
So we don't know if someone went in another apartment. So. Because the movie, I show you twice the same scene from a different point of view.
Yeah, because this is deliberate. You want to make
So in the first part, you think that when you leave in a place, the proof that you are the murderer. How you
the evidence.
Yeah, all the evidence is for the blonde, and then all the evidence is from the brunette. So I twist you because I cover you I shot the same scenes with different angles. And so the audience knows one reality of the truth, and the police knows a second reality of the truth.
Okay.
And then I go backwards, because in the old times when I was a child in Italy, we went to the movies and you could enter whenever you wanted.
It's very much like a Hitchcock sort of.
Yeah, of course, and there's the reference. I love Hitchcock, and so if you enter the movie in the second half of the film, and then you saw the two parts switched, first the second part and then the first part, what would the audience, understand about the story? And so I pretended. You enter and you already see halfway through the movie, but you don't know.
No.
And then you start all over again. And so the audience thinks that they arrive at half of the point of the movie with a suspect. Instead, when you start all over, you see that the reality is completely different. So I just switched the two parts. I did a little bit of trick. And then in a different world, I like a contemporary story with a little bit of, a vintage touch, like the old telephone, the pin-up ladies, that they wake up with makeup, they're beautiful, like in the 50s.
Yes.
No, I'm a vintage person.
No, it's a very well-made film. And how did you become involved in this, Jacopo? I know you're the co-writer, but at what point were you drawn into this project? Not drag's the wrong word. How did you become involved in this?
Well, I like to work with Lorenzo because we are very, very different.
Oh, so you've known him for a number of years?
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, okay, right, okay.
And now he talks. He wrote many murdery stories and things, and it's cool friends. So we wrote many things together, not just this one. A lot of screenplays.
I like write noir tales.
Noir.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is my hobby.
Okay.
No, because.
So are you kind of a Raymond Chandler of the modern age?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like to match hard-boiled Chandler. But in my normal life, I work as a manager in a software company.
Right, okay.
My time off.
But what you really love doing is the writing.
Yeah. So I like to much work with Lorenzo because he has an interesting point of view about movies.
Yeah.
These old-fashioned movies. I like to match because it's a good challenge for me. Write a modern tale, but with an ancient and all this point of view. So I have to avoid bad words in the movie.
Yes, I know.
There is no bad words in the movie. It's strange in a murder story.
And how, because I believe, Lorenzo, that you weren't originally a filmmaker. Is it something you've become?
No. Since I was a child, I did for a lot of times the assistant on sets, on camera.
Oh, right, okay. So you've always been involved in
I worked at Panavision, cleaning up all the things.
Yeah,
and I also do the movies, the music of all the films.
Yes, of course.
So I have a gigantic orchestra. I did music for theater. And I do always a small part in the movies. I stayed at the theater at Lee Strasberg in New York. No, I did a lot of assistant. I'm also a philosopher, but apart the philosophy, so I've been,
So we've got a Raymond Chandler and a Jean-Paul Sartre here.
No. I like the voluptuous ladies and Hitchcock.
Yes, we've ascertained that. The who was it? I said
Anita Egbert.
Anita Egbert, yeah.
Elegant. Or
Tippi Hedren, I suppose.
No, it's too slim.
Too slim?
Yeah, of course.
Who's the one that was in The Birds? That was Tippi Hedren, wasn't it?
No. All the Hitchcock are slim. Even the beautiful Grace Kelly.
Oh no, slim. Yeah.
No.
Yes, Anita. Oh yeah. Anita. Yeah.
Anita,
But Dolce Vita. I think
yeah, of course.
So okay, but even so, it's quite a transition from being involved with filmmaking in terms of an assistant or whatever you were doing to make your own film. That's quite a leap anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, it took a lot of time even to do this one because it's in New York, and then with a small company we were very unlucky with the weather, so we have to stop because even if it was done in the rain, very unlucky with the weather. So I had to start and come again and add parts.
Oh dear, so it's a broken challenge. How long did the whole process take?
Very, very much, and even because the post-production, you don't see it, there are more than 300 visual effects. Because done with a small production and very quickly, we had to erase, I think, 375 scenes where there are cables and reflections and
digitally erased them?
Yeah, and then we removed even backgrounds because one day there was not the sun, and so I had to rotoscope all the characters and do all the plates. A lot of work that you don't see it.
No.
Because we had to. It took more than a year of just the visual effects because I told you it's because if I gave it to a big company, it was too expensive. So me and other 3-4 people I know, we slowly removed everything from all the frames and everything. We matched. I went back and shot just the empty plates in the same exact spot with the sun, and then tracking every character. It was very, very.
It was funny during the shooting, the movie. He sent to me email with a problem. We have a problem with this scene. You have to write again. But I received the mail in the morning. It was night in New York.
Yeah.
So I rewrite the scene during a meeting in my company. I sent the mail with the new scene.
With small productions, like I would like to. We have a lot of scripts, not just murder mystery, different kind of. I travel the world. I have action films and then philosophical films, different kind, but always with a little bit of noir. And I like the bad ending where people dies, not the happy ending.
Yes.
I always like at the end a twist that you're unhappy. Because it's too easy to make the endings happy. Hollywood, no. It's better to have a bad, strong that you get out of the movies that you feel the strong ending.
I
have plenty. I just hopefully I will find other financiers. Now the movie is going more than 500 film festivals worldwide has been sent. It was being liked a lot in India and in America. Because the first 20 minutes nobody's speaking. I want to do a challenge,
Yeah.
If you're attracted without nobody speaking, but it has, a different pace and rhythm. Because today you're used to, explosions.
Yeah, we talked about this.
Nobody wants to wait anymore and everything.
No, I think I said to you, I think Alien is a very famous example. I think it's like 50 minutes before anything happens. It's a long time in a film. Can you imagine trying to sit through a film now, 50 minutes?
But
There's no chance.
Even with relations, I'm one of the few who writes the letter, sends the flower, everybody texts me. No, even with the lady, you can slowly.
Oh, so you still do the
Yeah, I send flowers.
Okay, you're
it's
quite
very
cool.
Slowly, I tell you. Everybody's it's too. Even if I have so many computers, then I have the opposite, that I nearly hate them because I do things very in a very old-fashioned way.
So is this your, as a filmmaker
This
per
is
se,
my first
this is your
English movie. I
your
did a
first-
lot of things in
Okay.
Italy. Then I started all over. I said, no, I'll get a completely different, approach.
Because you could have shot an Italian, you could have made,
No,
you
but-
could have shot this in Milan, couldn't you?
No, but it's different. I have Irish cousins. I grew up in Dublin and many times in Camp Clongowes where Joyce went with my brother.
Right, yeah.
So we're a lot attached to Ireland. We stayed all our youth.
Have you actually read Ulysses? I don't know anyone that's read Ulysses. Have you read it?
What?
Ulysses.
Ulysses,
Yeah,
Ulysses.
you actually read it?
Yeah, Ulysses.
Because I don't know anyone that's read the book.
At school. So I've been here in England and in America for like 20 years. Every summer I go, and in Italian movies don't go anywhere. They're too local. They're not.
Yeah, well, I guess what I'm...
And then even the same story done in English in New York with that atmosphere is different.
Yeah, of course. What I'm trying to say, I suppose it was a question, would this translate to Rome or Milan, or it wouldn't translate?
No, absolutely no. Because I'm not real Italian. I spent more of my life nearly abroad than... Like, I have a murder mystery beautiful that I would like to shoot in India. I like a lot India, the south part of India. And like nobody has ever done. Imagine a murder mystery with voluptuous, beautiful Indian lady.
Let's get back to voluptuous
No,
again.
and all the without musical, nobody singing, with the beautiful landscape of India.
I think Freud would love to interview you because you keep coming back to voluptuous women.
People will be shocked because they have never seen some. Like I adore Iran. I wrote even a story with a couple that's mixed between Iran and Lebanon, and me always in the middle.
But beautiful country, of course.
Yeah, but so I have alternative things. I adore Brazil. I would like to do a movie with dancing in Brazil, but without showing the typical poor people in the slums. No, a beautiful. You see, there are parts of Brazil that you would go and you would be shocked because you don't think that, because the media shows you the stereotypes.
Yeah.
Instead, we just need helpful financier and producer that helps us to organize all these movies. And I could do even every year and a half a different sensational movie everywhere, no problem.
And with something like this, or indeed, I know you've got a lot now, I know you've got a lot of filming background, would you, for instance, would this be storyboarded, or how do you shoot this?
Our movies are like generally 75% is exactly as we wrote it.
Right.
Then we have that 15% because like some actors added some funny things or production we had to cut or the day was bad, and so we have that 15-20% that we can change there, but 99%, the majority of the movie is already there. I go many times to see the location, so when I'm there I already know my camera, my cuts already.
And Jacopo, can you just give us an idea of what it's like to be a collaborator on a film? I mean, I assume it's enjoyable. I assume it's something you love doing.
Ti è piaciuto come collaborare con un pazzo come me? Che sensazione hai provato?
It's very difficult. Sorry, what I meant was, I would imagine sometimes because there's two people writing, you might have different opinions about things.
No, but we are. Then he speaks because, in general. We divide the thing. I have the idea of the plot in general, or my experience, or when I travel, and he does all the intricates, the connections. So it's divided in parts. He is. We're not fighting.
No,
he does
okay.
one part, and I do the other part.
Who does the bulk of the writing?
I give him the plot. Then he writes. We correct each other. Then we have meeting at night when we eat and we exchange. We do the
the
scene.
film, my point of view.
How many revisions were there? How many revisions?
Many times.
Yeah, many revisions. Okay.
We meet like every week and we discuss, and then he sends me emails, and then we meet during the night, or he sees something. I had this idea because.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you've got a lot. What's the next thing?
I have already another movie that's finished.
Right.
That's
English or Italian?
Always. I'm never doing any more Italian movies anymore. Just
really?
English. No.
Why not?
No.
But there must be a reason. Why not?
No, because I don't feel with my style that with Italian film it will not be that kind of not respect, but it's done in English with English actors, and outside it's a completely different atmosphere.
Does it give you more flexibility?
It's more serious in a way. It would not be believable, and because they're independent, being in English with real English people, I can sell it, I can promote it. In Italian, it would not go anywhere.
You've got problems,
It's not easy in Italy to be independent filmmaker.
And then the fact that the same dramatic story, you can do it in English and Italian, no, because you don't believe it. You don't have that maybe that strength, that kind of seriousness that the person would and even the audience. I mean, subtitle or translate. You have India that they speak English. You have Australia.
Yes.
You have Canada. You have 2 billion people. In Italy, it's a microscopic country.
Well,
And then they think that Italy is that, and so they would not believe it because you have the stereotypes of Italy.
Yeah.
So doing something that I'm different, who is this crazy man?
No, I understand. So what is the very next project you've
the
got now?
The next is already done, and
Which you've co-written?
Yeah.
Always.
Apart 3 movies that I did because they're very personal. All the others I always do them with the next movie that's already done and will go in the film festival starting from August.
Yeah.
It's called Putting All the Eggs in One Basket. It's the same concept. It's more action, explosion, visual effects. In fact, I shot the 2 movies one after the other. And while the one were doing so many visual effects, I was editing the second. They were just nearly one on top of the other.
What about a rom-com? You must have thought, but it's kind of like a joke, but it isn't. What I'm trying to say is, I know this is quite serious, and I can understand this.
No, I think that I did.
But different genres is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, I think that I would like, and if I find a person, I would do it immediately. In this movie, there is a character. There is in all my movies that's called George the Butler. That I do it. That's the waiter without the head, and he never speaks. And I wrote small, like Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Small things of 15 minutes that I could do it in television or whatever. Of the life of this strange butler that you never see his face, and he's mute, like even Mr. Bean. A new kind of that character that you never see his face. He finds his wife without the face, that's the lady. They go to sleep. They're always dressed in the same place. It's like a cartoonish. No, and in May I should shoot another movie called You Look Gorgeous. That is fantastic. Wrote with him. That's a year and a half that I'm going in America and trying the people. It's 4 couples that mix together. It's mystery but very funny, done nearly all in New Jersey. And I will do it square this time, not long, because it has to be even more vintage.
Oh, I see. So it's going to be the
4/3.
old 4x3, yeah?
Yeah, 4x3.
4x3.
On purpose. And it's very, very funny and intricate of 4 couples. And very, very, very nice. And all the 4 couples are mixed. Like I have a black wife. Then there is an Arab, an Hispanic, and then all completely 4 different couples. Mixed race.
Yeah.
Very, very funny, and you don't know. You think he is married with her. It's a gigantic confusion. But and all the ladies are gigantic, of course.
Voluptuous.
Yeah. I was supposed to shoot 2 years ago a movie called Figure 8. That's my dream movie of the love story of a gigantic lady. But it's too expensive. I need more funds to do it. Where I live in my fantasy world where all the ladies, even the extras, are gigantic, but beautiful, not fat and disgusting. Because people have the idea that curvy means fat and disgusting.
Yeah, I'm glad
in fact,
you're saying.
this one nobody. Even here in England, there are a lot of curvy ladies. I tell you.
Yeah, I know.
Plenty. But they show in the movies the fat, or they have Melissa McCarthy. That's nice, but it's the friend. It's not the lover.
Yeah.
I said, no, imagine that I fall in love with a gigantic lady, but she is beautiful.
This is his movie.
That is my lifetime movie, Figure 8 called.
Brilliant.
But I need a lot of more money. It's between Miami, Orlando, and
It's a sort of Botero
Botero, you know Botero
No.
the painter. Botero, the famous Botero painter.
Not
The
Botero.
Latin American painter.
No, I don't
Don't
know.
see
With
it. It's huge.
very fast.
He has
women.
also.
Are the women all?
Yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
okay, right, I can't see where this is leading.
Imagine this fantasy. Like Tim Burton has his, you know, his skeletons.
Yeah,
and
I've kind of
people.
lost interest in. I don't think
Yeah.
his films are that good anymore.
No.
They used to be very good.
But
But
the
now,
thing
no.
is, if you see him or the French famous that is Jean-Pierre Junot, the one who did Amélie, you know.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic film.
He has the special touch when you see them. Hitchcock had, you know, the people driving with the disgusting fake background.
Yeah, that's awful.
So I think if a filmmaker is able to have his trademark, that after 10 minutes with the color, with the faces, you know that's him.
Yeah,
Instead, if you see 10 movies that are all the same, there is no, you know, personality or no.
yeah, absolutely.
Especially, I tell you, I'm going in all the festivals in the world, and you and everybody has to see so many movies that if you see them nearly all the same, with nothing different.
But they're not.
it's
They're, a
even
lot of them are
com-
very, very different. A lot of films here are very, very
different because they come from different countries.
Exactly, different cultures, and which is wonderful.
Yeah.
Which is lovely.
But if you see like 10, I go in a lot of, you know, off Broadway or off, you know, conventional movies. If you see 10 American movies, you know, you can't understand because, you
They're
know,
all the same.
that.
They're all the same.
Oh, the ladies are normal, dressed, they speak, theater people speaking, was a picture speaking, Hitchcock said.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to have something, and this is, my life is unconventional. I live an unconventional life, by the way. I wake up very early at between 4 and 5, so
So do I.
I-
That's because I've got a 4-year-old
I,
child.
I read philosophy, so I'm an unconventional person, so. And so I hope these are all beautiful, these posters. I've never seen it so gigantic.
Thank you. That's it, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.